exam, all those things. This is just the name and concept which we project to this, and we say this is blue color. When coming, for example, person who will have some eye problem, he will not see blue color. So then, and this is, I give it just like a little bit like example.
Yes.
This is things which are become very kind of popular in the, for example, Europe, because Buddha's kind of logic come very deeply in all the topic, and we should follow. We should not accept, but we should follow by this analysis why it is blue. In the end, we find out this is just the concept and name which we project there. It's not blue color, not exist from own side. So this is just concept of humans. We say that this is blue color, and we put the name blue color. That's all. So then, when you agree it's blue color, it's kind of questionable if it is blue color. So then, in the Europe, we are very kind of attracted by this aspect of the Buddhism, which learn us to discover and very deeply kind of check all things, including the Buddha's words. So even Buddha's words must be checked very precisely if it is true or not. And when you do it, then what you discover is your own experience. So then when someone else coming and say, for example, that this is different,
yes,
you have already reasons to refuse. You say, no, because this and that. You know, so this is big difference between, for example, some dogmatic systems which say, for example, this is blue and this is blue because someone with big name say this is blue. Then you must accept it's blue. That's not like this. So that simply when you discover, then you say, no, this is not blue just from own side. This is blue because it's our concept and name, nothing else. So then it helps us also to free our mind a little bit from this kind of dogmatic kind of tendency that we accept. For example, accept that Buddha says something that you should not discuss, you know, then this is in sutra is say like this. Okay, yes, but we need to discuss about even these words of the Buddha and discover. And if we will be correct in our discovering, we will in the end find out same result as the Buddha. So then after it become our own experience, and we are very kind of firmly established in this topic. So then we know why we accept that is, for example, blue. I am so sorry because my English is poor and very complicated. If you nam lebu, you stop me.
Please, let me change.
Yes. We may exchange. We say then we will exchange that. Now then exchange coming.
Hello. My student, maybe you understand or maybe not, but you have some knowledge. No? So, my student, they are really eager and then to ask some question about Buddhism from Europe, and also they want to get new knowledge from your point of view, and then so we should give them a chance to ask any question. Then we can answer. We can solve any problem when they feel about the Buddhist sinner. But So, any student, you can ask any question about Buddhism, not only Mahayana, but also Theravada, and also Hinayana. Any question, we are free, we open, now open discussion. So, no limit fees to ask. You can ask a general question, huh?
You can ask anything.
So, anybody please stand in and then I give the microphone.
There will be another exchange.
Mic on it.
So now no questions coming. You can ask anything. It means, for example, you can ask me if I like see football. The answer is not. So you can ask anything. What do you then? About Europe, about the Buddhism or something? I will provoke them a little bit. Buddhist monks are hesitate to ask something, so then come on. Yeah, you should ask something. Okay, here. First.
Hello, Banarivasa.
Yeah, hello.
My name is Ban Sanasiri.
Mengalava.
Nice to meet you.
Me too.
I want to know, can I ask you 2 questions? I want to know. And when do you enter Mahayana Buddhism? When do you enter Mahayana Buddhism?
How to become like the Mahayana. Okay. Mm-hmm. And second question?
2 questions.
Uh-huh.
Another question. Our Theravada Buddhism has 10 parami.
Uh-huh.
How many paramis does your Mahayana Buddhism?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Thank you for questions.
Yeah,
so then I will now try to... Maybe I will start from the second question, because the first one is a little bit more long. So then actually, we talk already with our friends today about these paramitas. We say in paramita in the Sanskrit. There is usually we talk about 6 paramitas, but there is the different kind of how to say, like the counting of the our tradition is then 6 paramitas, means then paramita of giving, dana paramita, and then sila paramita, and paramita of the ethic, and enthusiastic perseverance, and this patience, and concentration and wisdom.
Yes.
This is the main kind of group. But this counting can be different. Also, you can kind of make them more elaborate, so the number will come like the bigger. But usually we talk about the 6 paramitas.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. And the second question about how I entered to Mahayana, The first of all, you can sit, because I will talk.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, welcome. I am not big kind of friend with this terms of the Mahayana and this and that Vajrayana, because they are nowadays confusing. Usually they are put to name of the like the tradition, but according to the view of, for example, Tibetan Buddhism, this is not like this. They are named for the different levels of the teaching, different levels of the path, let's say. So then we can use another term which can be Shravakayana and Bodhisattvayana, instead of the Hinayana and Mahayana, because more accurate is talk about the Burmese tradition, Chinese tradition, Vietnamese tradition, Tibetan tradition, as about the just Theravada tradition, because there are also difference between the different Theravada systems. Then there are difference between the Theravada, so then it's better to talk about the, for example, Burmese tradition, because there are intact two, let's say, main, as I learned, two schools here, which are more or less intact. But they are different from, for example, Thailand schools. They are already wearing is different way of the wearing, etc. So then it's better, I think, to talk about the Burmese Buddhist tradition or Burmese Theravada Buddhist tradition as just generally about Theravada and Mahayana, because Mahayana it means also a lot. If we talk about the Mahayana countries, so-called Mahayana countries, there are a lot of difference. The Chinese tradition have so many schools which are very different each other. So then it's just talk about Mahayana is it's not very precise. And according to Tibetan tradition, which is rooted in Indian Buddhist tradition, because then in 7th century, when the Tibetan kings was decided to invite great Buddhist masters to Tibet, there was the kind of competition between Indian Buddhist schools and Chinese Buddhist schools, which was both kind of entered to the Tibet, and Tibetans was decide follow the Indian Buddhist tradition and refuse Chinese Buddhist tradition. And that from that time on, then there was the very kind of intensive contact between the Tibet and India. They are first of all not far away each other. It's just that India is down, then there is the nowadays Nepal, let's say, or and Bhutan, this area of the mountains, Himalaya mountains. And then it started already Tibet. So there was the very, very intensive contact between the India and Tibet. And that time was also transmitted the system which was developed or which was practiced in India. And there was the practicing of the Buddhism in the system of the so-called stages of the path, stages of the path. So then according to this tradition, which is still living in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, and then different things like different parts like the Shravakayana, which is very well practiced in the Theravada schools, and Bodhisattvayana, which is kept in the so-called Mahayana schools, are part of the one way. They are not like the separate different kind of systems, which are one coming this direction, one coming another direction, but they are actually part of one way. So then, like when we have the some way, we will go to the top of somewhere. Then there is this different stages. When we go climbing up, for example, to some mountain. So then, first of all, if we want to go to some mountain, then most important is to enter to the feet of the mountain. Then, this part, we cannot, okay, now we can take helicopter, but usually when we go really then by foot, then we need first to enter to the mountain. Or when we will talk about the house, we need to enter to the house. First floor, then second floor, then like this. So then we climbing up to the mountain. According to this Indian tradition, which was transmitted to Tibet, then Shiravakayana, or so-called Hinayana, which is kept very well in Theravada traditions, they are like the most important base, fundament. They are completely, everyone must do it. Otherwise, it's not possible to kind of climb up, you know. So then you first must practice level of the individual liberation. If you will not liberate yourself, there is no any question about the liberation others, which is kind of topic of the Bodhisattvayana, you know. So then this part must be practiced by all schools. If it is true or not, it is another thing. But it's like the indispensable base.
Base.
Yes.
Bottom.
So then, and if we will practice this life only this, it will be already great. So then, from the view of the, for example, the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, Theravada Buddhist followers are very correct because they focusing for this first part of the teaching, which is most important, and liberate ourselves from samsara. And then is may be coming another stages, but there is maybe come, maybe not. There is sometimes I try to use also another kind of example to make it a little bit more clear. What is then like the little bit difference between the Bodhisattvayana and Shiravakayana. Nice. And this is that first we need to recognize that we are living in the prison of the samsara.
Samsara, yeah, right.
Yes.
Samsara.
Because I know sometimes Sanskrit names, but I don't know exactly the Pali terms. So then they are similar, but not completely same. So then most important is recognize that we are in prison. We are imprisoned in the samsara. And these 90% people never realize. Even though people who think that I am Buddhist, I am Buddhist, they never come to this point that they will really recognize that they are in prison of the samsara. Because whoever will find out is in prison, automatically will want to be free from prison. No one want to be in prison, you know. So then even birds don't want to stay in cage. So they want to fly away. So
I see.
This is most important recognition for the all Buddhist people. When this not come, no question about other things. So then the second thing which can come is when we recognize that we are in prison, we need to develop wish to be free from prison. Go out. For this, when you are in prison, you need to have the very special companion.
Yes.
You must have someone who know how to go from prison.
You
must have the plan. Perfect plan how to go. And you need also some people who will help you on the way. You know, these are three things which you need for the successful escape from the prison. And this is exactly Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha.
So three main subjects you are talking: how to escape from prison or sansara. So I love to know them, the three. So you explain again. You explain again the three
Yes.
reason.
Three things which you need. Yes.
So listen, while he talking, three things we need to follow. We should have. Pastor brother, you take again.
Yes. So
Pastor, we
need someone who know to way from prison.
It's me. We want anything to do or to escape from prison or from sansara. He suggests we need way, land in Burma,
yes.
land
Plan.
Now we need to know the way how to escape, how to go. Past, yeah.
Yes.
Second.
So then, when we have the person who know how to go in prison, for us it is Buddha, because Buddha realized already he escaped from the prison of the samsara. So he know how to escape. Second, we need to plan.
Second plan. Pastor, we need the way. Second, we need the plan.
This plan, actually this way, how to map, how to go from prison, is Dhamma. This is the way how to escape, then you need to have some, then in this, you need to turn to the right.
Like a map.
Like this,
Like a Google map.
Yes, then a GPS.
GPS.
So the perfect GPS.
GPS,
Dharma,
so GPS and Dhamma.
Then we need to perfect GPS. Then will guide us out. And then after we need some people who will help us on the way, So then who will leave it somewhere, keys, somewhere maybe a little bit cut to the some fence or something like this, who will help us to go. And this is Sangha, which are help us on the way to escape from samsara. So then this is three things which we need to escape from the prison of the samsara.
Samsara,
And then this is actually, this plan and this escaping is the topic of the so-called Shravakayana. Which is very well, you know it very well in Theravada. This main subject of the study, how to go from prison. How to escape from the prison of the samsara. And then it's coming very tiny different between people who left from prison. Some people left from prison and they are very happy. They left from prison. For the going from prison, you need to small vehicle. Speedy motorbike. When you left out, then you need some very strong motorbike and go, and then left. So then I sometimes make a joke, this is this Hinayana, small vehicle. There is nothing indifferent. This is what you need. For one person, you need bus. You need small vehicle which will quickly carry you out. So then this is why we need a small vehicle. But maybe when you will run around from the prison, maybe you will also out. Then you need big vehicle. You need bus or something like this, because you need to carry more people out from samsara. And actually this difference is just in your view. In the moment when you start to thinking how to liberate others, you actually enter to the part of the Mahayana.
I see.
That's according to mind kind of recognition, the actual difference between those two big groups, different, so far away each other, is actually only in our mind. So then when we start to thinking, okay, I find a way, mind liberation is quite sure. If I will follow the instruction of the Buddha, then mind liberation is sure. It's just a question of the time.
Yeah.
But those people, they even don't recognize they are in prison.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For example.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
they recognize, but they don't know how to go.
Yeah.
It's something like this. So then I cannot leave them like this.
Mm-hmm.
I need to somehow turn
Yeah, yeah.
and think how they. Moment you are already Mahayana thinking person. So that, these are really this calling like the Mahayana countries and Theravada countries is very confusing. According to the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, it is exactly like this.
Yeah, I
So
see.
that is just in your mind. If you are a follower of the Shravakayana or Bodhisattvayana, and there is this third one, Vajrayana, very mystical thing, you know. Then Tibetan Buddhists are usually called, they are Vajrayana. Then let me say something small about Vajrayana also, you know.
Yeah.
Because Bodhisattvayana actually have the two parts. One is the Paramitayana. You perfect six perfection. So then you training in six perfections. So the six paramitas. And then when you enter to complete the last two, then paramita of the concentration and paramita of the wisdom. That moment you are actually ready to enter to last part, which is called Vajrayana. It means the diamond part, which is nothing else than contains special meditation techniques,
Yeah, yeah.
which can make this transformation of your mind faster.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
That's all. It's nothing like the special separate traditional like this. This is treasury of the special meditation techniques.
Yeah, I see.
Nothing else. So that is actual Vajrayana is this one. So then seen by this view of this Indian school, which was transmitted in first the 7th century and later by Master Shantarakshita and later in 10th century by the great Buddhist master of India, Atisha Pankara. So then according to this tradition, all those things are seen as the part of the one way, not the separate kind of things. We are going one right, one left, and I don't know. So then, and the question was how I entered to Mahayana. Sorry, I make it a little long, but just to make it a little clear what is the Mahayana means.
Yeah.
In the Europe, we are not traditional Buddhist country. For example, here in Myanmar, you hardly have the chance to study or practice Mahayana Buddhism because it's not here. It's a Theravada Buddhist area, so then you will not find here nowadays nothing about Mahayana. So then Europe is not like this. We not have any kind of tradition, Buddhist tradition. So then now in Europe you can find all kind of tradition. Theravada traditions, Chinese, Vietnamese, Zen tradition, any, Tibetan traditions, 4 kind of school. So then when I was started interested about Buddhism, then I was, of course, coming to the point which way I will choose, because it was look very different. So then Theravada looks very different from the Tibetan system and like this. So then I was confused because in the beginning I was thinking then Buddha is one, right? So then teaching must be also one. But it was not exactly like this. So then that time I was spent some years by kind of examination of the different Buddhist tradition, which way I will use, which way I will continue. At that time, I was find Tibetan tradition as the most complete, because actually everything you find in other tradition, you find it in Tibetan tradition too. but not always opposite, you know. So then there are things which you not find it in Theravada tradition. There are things which you not find it, for example, in Chinese tradition. There are things which you not find it in the Zen tradition. But there are nothing what you will not find in Tibetan tradition.
Yeah.
So according to this, my kind of examination for me, it's not general, for me, is I was decided to follow this Tibetan system, which is belongs to so-called Mahayana Buddhist tradition.
Yeah, see?
That's all.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
No need to sadhu, need to another question.
Yeah, the answer is very interesting. Finally, interesting.
Can I ask just your student,
student,
do you understand at least little? Yes? 50% more? No more.
Person.
Yes. Nene namlede? Okay. If we will talk person to person, I always say, stop me when you don't understand, you know. So that
don't mind the student have a guys. The one who had the rest, the lady.
Oh.
She's a teacher also.
Oh.
Later on, maybe tomorrow she will explain again.
Hard work for you. Yes.
Yeah.
So?
Yeah, you ask more, or they will ask.
I should ask question.
Yeah, you better ask, or they will ask. It's accordingly.
Yes. No. Then I think then.
So, Venerable Patti, how do you understand? Little?
Yes, it's good you are.
Must understand more about little. It's me. Later on, you listen what the Venerable talking, and if you feel difficult to forget what's talking, then you ask the teacher. She will explain. Or later on, you know, your teacher also there sitting. They will answer you, no? Better you ask three who are wearing the class. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 you ask. And then you should make that stand in
same group of
classmates. It's me, they are wise.
Okay.
Who wearing the class it's me wise in Myanmar.
I very appreciate my brother here that he say that he understand little because we Buddhists we must be truthful. So sadhu. Then after we can meet again and I will try to repeat so that for you especially. But I am sorry because my English is not very clear. Clear. So then it's not because you not understand well, but my English is so broken.
We need to train more to the students. It's me done. This is the first time they get in experience. That's why they compose to follow the action and the also knowledge.
First of all, as the Bhante says already in beginning, please you develop this view. We are brothers, okay? So then we are Buddhist monk, we are brothers, we are part of one family. So then I am very happy to have the opportunity to see you, meet you, and eventually to share with you if you want to know something. So then I am coming to Myanmar 7 times because I always find time to meet. I always meeting with my Buddhist friends. Other within, you know, coming then and we talking. Of course, we go to Upem Bridge and we go to Shvegagompea and this and that, you know, to visit different places. But there always we sit and talk, you know, and exchange. Because for me it's important to have the more bright knowledge about Buddhism. When we study just like this, then we don't see a battle. So then we need to little bit exchange our view. So I have the very good karma that I can visit many Buddhist countries already. And I do it for one purpose, to make more complete idea about the Buddhist world. It means also the idea about the Buddhist tradition, you know. So then you travel to different countries.
Yes.
Then I focusing not what is that different. That is the easy find difference. But I always focusing what is their same. So then what is same, for example, between Myanmar and Vietnamese Buddhist. So then I focusing what is their same. Then I compare always like this. And what is the reason? Then to make it more complete view about the Buddhist teaching. And secondly, I have to feel everyone as the close friend, because I find it that 95% of the Dhamma is everywhere same, and just maybe around 5% are different. But we are very crazy.
Yes.
We are very much attached by this 5%, so then we always thinking, we are so different, you know, so different. It's not true. This is just our ignorance make us different, you know. So that otherwise, the Buddhist tradition actually is very, very close each other. The schools are very close each other. And different views, okay, they are okay. Why not have the different views? People in one family each one have different views, but still they are one family.
Yes,
They talk together, eat together, play together, spend time together, enjoy together. It's no problem. They have different views, you know. So then we need to develop, I think, similar attitude that recognize that we are really brothers and sisters. Then is very little in the Dharma topic which are really different.
Yes.
So then you can ask anything and not hesitate. After some time, I will left, and you will lost this chance. So then you can ask now.
Because Bhatti, you said you understand little, but that's why I'm explaining in Myanmar little bit, no?
Yes. Sure.
Also, the one who watching the live stream, they should understand. Nandali be, loin lebe bo, Myanmar and translate bo. Chane area mero siamai happy bo, siari gulay me, chaunari. Mera megon, your question is why he entered Mahayana Buddhism. In Europe ma what Louis Pyoman, no? Europe ma Buddha Banda country mobu. No? Europe Buddha Banda country mobu. Louis Pyoda. Myanmar Theravada Buddhist countries ro Myanmar Buddha Banda Theravada Buddha Banda people not teach any Roma Lomobu. You know, Bada Maswashide, Bada Bonsonshide. To the be Buddhism, so that me of Malebe, Theravada Mahayana, Irayana. Tibetan, Chinese, and Sadi, Maisha, losing my Lord. Adama Louis Biode, Bajan Yuida, Chicken, Biogenaga. Being good at Piney Pianado, any look, no? Babioda Nesoro, Onembo. You know, the Theravada Majaro, Theravada God, very strict. Danger. Myanmar Bimaro, danger. Theravada Lulu, Mahayana, Irayana, Robaga, Tandra, Mandra, the Cha, history Matangre, Odamla, Saint Baro, the Cha, Gaini Bari, Kangwari, Lamakano. Who Theravada Mahu Baro, Kanjibana Kaino. And I got a little who are Mobia Kaido Panya, Pola, Mamma Lamakan, who kind of guy. No, Mayana Gain Lamakan. The body, no? Davime, hello, Kangway, my shit him, the Mayana Jaro, not two Chani Daga, the Biogena, two Chani Daga, Mayana Jalomo, Mayanaga, Lakana, Amsterdam Daga, Mahayana the Theravada Lekane, Zion Lekan beat it. Bueno, Oga Hirayana Banya, Hirayana, the Cha, Kangwedi Hari, Kaun, so they had to go Lekan beat it. Tomola, Taja Mahayana go to Yuji Abi, I go on Lila Bidavi. I go on to Lila Queen and Daddy to Yuda de, that Mahayana will down you so that these were no Shinwabi. Below the Theravada Mahayana Quenida, Quebime, Emidi, Una Bogre Downley, Portadlo, Auchia, Betagama, Boyamana Lang Quen, Auchi, a Golmoda, the Yebu Kunabiawa, no? The Bagchali Abedama, bottom, the Abedo, Bescar review, Digabet, Tagabe. Boyan Lanic Quedwalem, Diga Banayano. The liberation book, the liberation bay, Kuna town at Umabia by that now the middle dealer, Tapiro, no? You do visit Maridiano. When I bought it, goes on a name of Buddhism, dialogue to 2 days, shout about 3 days, Kama, goes on Ayaga, no, goes on Iolagaro, 2 days. Iolagaro, Quebiade, Dada. I mean, I Quebiani, the Quebiani, Levena, do the interesting people, say when I go, Umalebo, Umabode, Midazu, Ayoshime. Now, mindset to Mamo, Duria, Duekori, Duria, Correctari, the Luibioda, Pamatu Mamo. The family is a family. Midazu, Midazu. Tari Maduro, not use Hare Maduro, the Midazu to Piolomiabu. Midazu Yabana into Gushime. Ebana would the bomb to live to Yagan Boa Mesre the board, and the Tirawarane, Mana Jama, that shit in it. No brotherhood spirit. No, we should have Nalela. Nalela. Nene. No, Dali, Boyna Loinibe, Bebrada, Banjule, Noli so no, the get brother, give my another student chance, more chance. Yeah. You take it. Microphone also. Oh, yeah. You ask there. How there. Hello?
Hello. Let me, hello, dear Venerable. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sobana. Yes.
You need? What you need?
Yes.
What to need to be Mahayana.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Second question.
Yes.
How do you understand Nibbana in your religion?
Okay. So, thank you for a question. And
then I answer better quickly. If you want to enter the Mahayana, you change the clothes very quick way. Huh?
Then you change your name, like
change also name.
Automatically Mahayana, It means that they will be very well trained in the Shravakayana, in the like the way how to achieve the Nibbana of the Arhat. And then they develop this view of the Bodhisattvayana. 10 bhumis of the training of the Bodhisattvas, which lead you to become Samyak Sambuddha. But there is these 2 questions I think they are related. Then we coming to the point that because in Theravada you talk about the 3 kind of Nibbana, right? And certain, from the point of view of the what I understand, you don't take it my words as that like this. You must examine again because
yes,
this according to my understanding. We cannot say that Nibbana of Arhat is even similar to Nibbana of Samyak Sambuddha. because that quality which Samyak Sambuddha achieve are much greater, So then maybe it is just a linguistic problem, but when we talk about Nibbana or Nirvana in Mahayana schools or Mahayana tradition, we usually mean then like the higher stage which is possible to achieve through to developing of the Shravakayana. It means the self-liberation. In other words, achievement of the Arhat state. But we not talk about Nirvana in same term in the Samyak Sambuddha, because it's confusing somehow, Because then state and the quality which achieve already this, we call Pratyeka Buddha. How is the Patika Buddha?
Patika
Buddha, or how you have the Pali term, we call it Pratyeka Buddha. Okay. Then we find it out in car on the way back to here to university already with brother over there. So that, but I forgot the term. So then already there is great difference in the quality which this being achieved, and between this Buddha and Samyak Sambuddha is again so big difference. So we talk about then when we thinking about the Buddha's way as the stages of the path, stages of the path. Then when we go to first part of the path, then we can achieve the stage of the Arhat, which is already so high. There is nothing indifferent. Then become Arhat is not easy. So that there is already great achievement, But if we think about the Samyak Sambuddha, there is still indifferent. This is still small. Compared to Samyak Sambuddha, is small. Because Arhats, they still have the remaining of the impurities, kind of, how to say, Sanskrit is... like some avaranas are still slightly remain, kind of remaining of the avaranas are in the mind of the Arhat, which is make that Arhat cannot have this kind of, for example, omniscient state. So then Arhat can see, for example, mind of the other people only when he completely concentrate his mind on this topic. Samyak Sambuddha, no need to concentrate at all, because his mind is always in the concentration, perfect concentration. So he no need to develop nothing to see very clearly the mind of the other people, other beings. So there is then, for example, and so then in this Mahayana kind of view, achievement of the Samyak Sambuddha is the indispensable for the liberation of other beings, because the achievement of the Arhat states is enough for you, but the liberation of others, you have the limits. Arhat have own limits, and these limits made you unable to liberate others from samsara. So for this purpose, you need to continue and develop the higher stages. And for this development of the higher stages, you need to follow the 10 bhumis of the bodhisattva training. So then through this way, you can, in the future, achieve the state of the Samyak Sambuddha. Mostly not in this life. So then it's briefly like this.
See.
According of mind understanding, okay?
Understand? Do you understand? My
50%. Okay. The success already we count to 50%. So then maybe then here Venerable, he can again help you to a little bit get more clear in Myanmar language.
Later,
So then,
later, the Sheba Judy.
so then,
So, anybody now ask any question more? Now, 2 questions. No, one person, 1 question only is better. No, because because question very short, but answer very difficult because we are answering the.
no, then this is then bad habit of the myself.
Yeah.
To take the answer a little bit more with the related topics. So then, because then, say just very shortly, people usually misunderstand. So then I need to always the same. And after I make blah 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 many, and after it take a lot of time, and you don't understand. Too much blah blah around. Yeah. So that is, you can ask short or long, the effect will be same. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Let me know, how do you cultivate yourself? How do you cultivate yourself?
Myself.
Yes. How do you cultivate yourself to exist for a long time as a Theravada Buddhist monks?
Buddhist monks. How long I am? Okay. There will be some blah blah very very boring. I was already says in beginning that I started interest about Buddhism when I was around 16 years. It's very beginning. Now I am 45. So then some years I already interest about the Buddha's teaching and how I cultivate sometimes I think that I don't know how I cultivate myself. Same. No. But most important, I think, in the Buddhist tradition, in any Buddhist tradition, is to find a really qualified master. Qualified master, the teacher. Yeah. Not just some teacher, but the best teacher which is available. And this is very, very, very important because Buddha himself, he left this world 2,500 years. So then we cannot go and ask him any question. Yeah. What is remain is the his teaching, which was also written down some 100 years after his passing away. So then there is also then sometimes the source of the different kind of views and disagreement of the different schools, because this teaching was written down quite long time after Buddha. So then we always say Buddha say or Buddha says, but
we say.
Okay, then we believe that these scriptures are correct, Otherwise, what is in our present situation most important is living source of the teaching. Not only books. Because book, very often we read the book, it makes us more confused as before. We don't understand what this book says. And then we ask the book not give an answer. What is there? I don't understand what is written there. What you should do? Go to a living master, living teacher, and ask him two questions. And this is called living Buddhist tradition. For example, in Tibetan Buddhist tradition is something what is very unique. Before it was everywhere, but slowly it's disappeared. And this is what we call an oral transmission lineage. It means a lineage of the masters that we can, for example, I can look the master of my master was this one. His master was this one. His master was this one. And we go back, and we must reach Buddha in the end. And this is so-called unbroken oral transmission of the teaching. So then what is most important, what is transmitted by this oral transmission lineage is the meaning of the scriptures, meaning of the teaching. Because when we take, for example, suttas, we usually not understand. There is the language 2,500 years back, And the topic is not easy at all. We don't understand. When I give you some sutta and say, explain me the meaning of the sutta, you will be not able. We need to learn what is the meaning, And actually, more important is the meaning of the teaching as the form of the teaching. So we need to what we should do, what we should don't do, all those things is coming from the teacher, from the master. Beginning of our parents, actually. Our parents started, they say to us, how to eat, how to go to toilet, how to do this and that, and they make it from something like monkey, living human being, and we should go further. And when we start to interest about Dharma, which is the highest kind of wisdom, then without living master, we cannot achieve nothing. We will misunderstand the scriptures. We will not be able to correctly meditate. This everything is depends of how we rely upon our master, how we follow our master. And for this purpose, we must find not some master, some teacher, but best teacher. Because if this teacher will be not good, our Dharma practice and Dharma understanding will be also not good. This completely depends of the teacher. So then in the 14th century, one great Tibetan master, he composed a very beautiful prayer. And there is say, in the very beginning is say, in Tibetan, Yenten Shigurma is this name of this prize. And there is the foundation of the all qualities is the spiritual master.
Okay, you all remember, no? You should remind. Foundation of all
qualities.
All quality. Foundation of all quality.
If you recognize your teacher as the source of this your qualities, your view and your kind of how you will talk with him, how you will follow him will be very different. We sometimes have the tendency to follow teachers in way of the Western country. Now this tendency is coming even to Asia Buddhist country, then teacher is someone who coming, maybe blah, 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 45 minutes, okay, bye-bye. So that...
teacher.
So that this is a teacher according to Western country system, This is completely crazy, This is completely crazy. We need to find someone, some monk, let's say, because we are monks, so then we need to find some master, some siero. No, because he have the big name. Big name is not guarantee. But very often, very, very, very good guru, very good teachers are very silently living somewhere, in the forest, in some small village or somewhere. And they spend own time by study and practice. And we need sometimes great masters also, then have the big name, also can be great master, but it is not guarantee. So then, and when we found someone who really have their own experience with the practice of Buddhism, and who have the great understanding of the scriptures, so he can combine knowledge and practice. And we start to follow him. We ask him, for example, Siero, how to meditate, So then he say to us, for example, okay, you need to sit this and this position,
Yeah.
And be careful not make this and this mistakes, because the meditation is not such easy. To meditate correctly, we need to know how. So then, for example, I don't know in Theravada is same or not, but in Tibetan tradition, masters say, for example, you need to keep so-called 7-point position.
Yeah.
This is the best, and have this not too much like up, a little bit more down, and your like the arms should be not like this, but a little bit space.
Yeah.
Because here wind coming, and make it cool, and it not make you sleepy. Because when you make it like this, then the heat is developed here, and it make you sleepy. It is many different things, small things, and the Siero will observe you and okay, then you put your a little bit like this more, and you do it like this. And you can also see him, how he meditate, how he practice, and you follow his example. And this is way how you can really achieve some realization in Dharma. It means he is foundation of your future quality. So then it is most important, and it was also for me biggest work in the beginning when I start to like the interest about Buddhism. Then first I was thinking, I am European, I am very intelligent. We learn a lot of things. So then I just take the book, I will read the book, I will understand and finish. I don't need any guru. Here is no guru, so then I don't need guru. So then in the beginning, I was thinking like this, very crazy, And then I was studying and thinking, oh yes, I understand. So yeah. Here I a little bit not understand, I will understand later, okay? Then one book, two book, three book, I was did it like this. And once happened, there was the coming very tiny booklet to my hand, I was thinking, oh, so small book that it will be one afternoon and I will learn everything.
Yeah.
I was take it, learn it, no understand absolutely nothing, It was so difficult topic there in this book. Then I was, okay, you are very good. make me thinking very hard.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I will read again. So the next day I was take it same small book, read it again, understand completely different from the first day, Third day I repeat it. Third day I say same book, again I read it, again understand completely different. So the 3 days, 3 completely different understanding of same small book, Fourth day, 4 understanding, 5 day, 5 understanding. Each day, completely new idea coming. And that moment I was realized, okay, now you see you are not enough intelligent. You don't understand. Namlepu. So that, it was not nice. I was there, oh my goodness. How is possible? How is it so small book? I must understand. Cannot. Cannot. At that moment, I was find small quotation in the beginning of this booklet, and there was something like a wrong understanding of this topic is like the poisonous snake.
Yeah, see.
Which you hold in the tail.
Yeah.
He will destroy you.
Yeah, I see.
So then, and there is understanding of this topic relying upon the living spiritual master.
Yeah, I see.
So then, that moment I realized I really need living teacher. I cannot just the books are not enough, I read so many books before. Thinking, I understand. After, when I look back, I don't understand nothing, Because when you come and you ask some really living master, and you say, oh, you understand like this. No, this is not correct. That is typical misunderstanding, So I find out in many years, I just reading books and I just accumulate many misunderstanding in my mind. So when I went first time see my master, I asked him many questions. I have the list around 30 questions. I prepared 30 questions and I was coming, and now first question is this, And each question I find very difficult.
Yeah.
Answer of my master was very easy. Immediately I understand what is the correct meaning, I say, oh yes. I am so stupid, why I not find it out, But it was only when I find my master, I find big difference, really big difference between you study like alone or you thinking, okay, some teacher coming, he make blah, 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 blah. I make it exam, finish, But I can study by myself. I will understand by myself. I am intelligent boy, so then I will study. I will understand. The teacher, okay, he will teach something. Me, no need to listen very well. Me need to make exam in the school. Finish, exam finish, then I forgot what he say. It's not correct way. We need to realize Buddha's path. We need to realize Dharma in our life. And for this, no another way as the follow living Buddhist master. This is very important. This is my kind of examination. I find this way. Then after everything was very easy. What practice, what not practice, what practice first, what practice second, where is the mistake, where is the not mistake. My master, just shortly, I visit him, everything become very clear, very, very fast, Just the 20 minutes, I ask him something and he immediately, you do this. Be careful about this and this. Finish. 20 minutes, I go out, I know everything, what I need to do. No need to, a lot of things. And after I thinking about what my master said to me, very true. When he say, for example, you make in this some mistake. First I think, Me? Mistake? Maybe not. But after I thinking what Master says, he is true. I make mistake in some point, he know it. So then, where is this? This is why I say we need to really experiential master. Some master who have experience, who not just know the books, but he also have the experience with the meditation, with the reflection, etc. Then after, he is able to guiding disciple through the way. Little bit similar like Buddha, So this is why in Tibetan Buddhism we say we thinking about spiritual master like the living Buddha coming in front of us, and we rely in similar way. Then it's you can be liberated quite soon.
Thank you.
Namleden 50%. 60. Oh, we develop. 2 days, 3 days, you will understand everything.
110%. Yeah?
Yes. yeah. Sorry that you no understand 100 because this mind English very unclear.
Yeah. And there's my kind. Thank you, your Abhiga. If you think the answer is complete, you should say the thank you or something you feel confused. You can ask again like that.
I thank you, Venerable sir.
Thank you also for nice question.
All students should do this tradition. It's a respectful way to conclude.
Is there someone who understands a little bit what I say? Then maybe you ask the Zero. He can say in Burmese language, shortly.
Nandalibe Nalere Uzenibo Shila. You all understand 50, 60 like that?
No. So then you may maybe repeat some important points.
Yeah. I do.
In Burmese language.
Yeah, I do all later. I mean, I'm well trained them to listen again this seminar topic with the teacher guiding to the students, and then they have to listen again later.
How long you study English?
Some are 2 years, 3 years. Some are only intermediate learner.
Yeah, I turn a little bit to English thing, for example, I was never study English. I never spent half an hour in the study of the English, if I must be truthful. So then when I start to study Dharma, my master, he gave the lesson, the teaching in the English. So me, in the beginning, Namlebu, nothing, So always ask the translator, can you say me what he said? I don't know. But I was follow the teaching regularly, again and again and again and again. Then I start slowly understand what the teacher says, And because I also get to many friends around the world, then we usually not have any other communication language as the English, I have my own language, Czech language. I speak in Czech. You speak in Burmese.
Yeah.
So then finish. Then if you will not have another, I am not able to learn Burmese language. You are not able to learn Czech language. That we will not be able to talk together. So then for this purpose, English is very good because English have the many forms. English can be very easy. I said that this foreigner English, And foreigner English is not much about the grammatic. You know, when I talk, then my grammatic is completely missing, you know, so that I use just then some words. But why I talk like this? Because I try to communicate with you. Same when I was many years not able to reading in the English, I was use Facebook, you know. Then my friends always send me some message in English. And I was copy and put it to Google Translator.
What are your teacher?
Yes, the Google become my guru. Guru.
Google became guru.
So but what I did, I was not again copy and put it there, but I was learn slowly like how this word is typed, you know. Aha, happy, then the 2 times each, okay, then looking like this and typing, you know. And through this, I was able to little bit learn how to also turn reading in the English, how I can respond in the English, and through the just the talking with my friends, chatting, listen to teaching in the English, then I developed some kind of English, you know. But when you sitting and
many people like that.
it is good for nothing, you know. So that we need to really put this kind of shame away, because we are not British, we are not England people, you know. We are not American. They need to learn English very well. They need to speak correctly. We don't need to speak correctly. We need actually English only for communication. So then I can speak with you. You can understand, not understand, and speaking back. So then this is my kind of way. So that I was never spent half an hour by study of the English. I just practice. I have chance, blah, 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 blah. Namlebu, why you namlebu? Then speak again. So then don't hesitate, don't shame. It will not help you, you know. When you were sitting, me not speaking English. English namlebu. Okay, then but your English will still stay same. It will not develop. So then blah 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 blah. You need to talk. You know, you can talk wrong, no problem. Incorrect, no problem. You are not American. You are not England. You can talk. No. Asian people have very fantastic English usually, so that there is very far from the England, like this British English or American English, you know.
Yeah.
When the people from UK or from America coming and they start to speak with me, I usually namlebu also, because they have the so complicated, you know, language, so complicated, and they speaking fast and something, you know. Then I hit it. Sorry, can you repeat again? So that I am completely out. And second is that we also can, because very important is the be able to communicate with the other foreigners. So then we will be most probably not very rare we meet someone from America or maybe meet someone from UK. We usually meet people from Vietnam, from Sri Lanka, and I don't know, from Thailand, and everyone speaking different English. We make sometimes joke that we say that Vietnamese have the English. Vietnam English, you know, English. The Burmese, there will be Burmese or something. Burmese English, you know. So that when I listen to someone speaking in Myanmar English, there is the completely new language. There is the new English. I just, I don't understand, you know. So that I need to learn again the Burmese English. So that it's So then just not hesitate. This not help you. Blah, 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 blah. Talk. Mistake, no problem, you know. So then it is what I can share with you. I don't have much things to share, but I speaking like this English, only thanks I was not hesitate. First I was, I don't know, I don't understand. But after think I was, I come to Myanmar, that okay, I learn. First Mengalava, and then immediately, Ngamiyaman Nam Lebu. So that is very important. Then after, no one will be angry to you that you are not understand, because you don't know, you don't understand this language. But you after can a little bit talk. So then you can do it like this. The day is here very hot. Actually, if I can be truthful, I am happy because in my country it's now very cold. It's snow and frozen, and I don't like snow and frozen. So then I left to Myanmar, and now I am completely wet. Like to jump to the swimming pool or to take some bath. But I am happy because it's hot. That is better for me as the cold. So then you make, and then I have here also then very wonderful one. And so then I can make it for the zero. So for me that this cold is coming is not good. And Mahayana, you know. Liberate others from the heat so that I will. No, I just joke. So then, actually you are very lucky, because for example, when I start with Buddhism, I spent many years by just the collecting of some small information, you know. And no need to lost your time by this. You can find some good teacher, and you can follow this teacher. But you must be very careful. You must find best teacher. If you find best teacher, follow him, and then after your quality, meditation, the wisdom, then Shila, everything will grow well. Will grow well. And then after you will become Arhat. All Arhats was become Arhats because they follow own guru. Even Buddha in previous life have to.
Some students, they already became Arhat. Here.
Dhatu.
That was the ones who now coven. You are in here became Arhat. You asked one question to him, but he's very.
Now I am ashamed.
Standard, please standard.
To ask question to Arhat.
We should ask him one question because they are asking you a lot of questions. Now you should ask him one question.
Actually, not ask me a lot of questions, just 5. I received 5 questions. Okay, then I ask you something very complicated.
He will answer. And then among students, some, including him, he became already heard. I don't know, I'm not sure. He became heard.
There will be series of the question from my side.
Yeah, you ask, you have to taste, and that's fine.
What is meaning of the life? What is meaning of the life?
Life.
Like that what? Like me running, chasing like this. Sure.
Life is simple.
Meaning of the life is?
Meaning of life is as a symbol.
Simple.
Why?
Suffering. Yes. Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
He's
Yes.
clever. He tried to quotate the Buddha for noble truth. Yes, okay, but this is, you can agree that this is not meaning of the life. You say life is suffering, I agree. But
Yes.
what is the meaning of the life? What do you want to do in your life?
Yeah, he thinking first, coming. Thinking first, coming later.
Now, Arhat will soak into perfect concentration,
Yeah.
and he will find the answer. Okay, should I?
Yeah, you ask more.
Yes.
It means
Okay, then I will little bit help you, if I can. What you want achieve in your life?
I have chosen a simple life.
Simple life.
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm a monk. Because of monk.
You know, many people, they are no monks and they have simple life. But it's okay. This
I wanna be a simple life.
yes.
Yes.
And what?
Simple
Why
life
you
and
want
peaceful.
simple life?
A little.
No, little. No. Why?
the reason,
want to
the reason.
Now exam. Okay, let me ask you. Do you want to live in simple life because you want to be happy?
Please again.
Do you want live in a simple life, right?
Yes.
Because you want to be happy.
Yes, I happy.
Yes. So then you want to live peaceful life or simple life because you want to be happy.
I need to is peaceful life.
Yes.
He want.
Yes.
Yeah, he want.
More than
I want.
a simple
But
life.
the question was, what is the meaning? Why you want to live peaceful life?
Peaceful life. What mean peaceful life?
Yes. What will bring to you?
You want a peaceful life. No, you
Yes.
like you want a simple life.
Yeah.
You choose because nowadays many people they want a successful life or achieve life, higher standard life like this. They want some people want to become a president or how to say engineer or businessman like this. You want simple life. It's me you because you said you because you being a monk. You want
Yes.
simple life.
Yes.
No? This means you want simple life. Why you feel simple life make you happy? Do you feel simple life make you happy? Do you think?
Yes.
Simple life make you happy. What bring you from being a simple life? For example, some people, they are rich.
Yes.
They do business, how to say, they do business correctly or, how to say, in an appropriate way. But anyway, they become rich and they enjoy luxury thing in life. They feel they enjoy life because they have a family life. That means they enjoy, how do I say, luxury life. But you like simple.
Yes.
What make you symbolize? You see, symbolize. What symbolize make you happiness?
Yes, the way how I ask you this is because actually we usually don't think about what we do, you know. So then we do something, we follow something. For example, we become Buddhist monk because it's good somehow, you know. But we need to a little bit understand why we do all things every day. For example, why you want to live in peaceful life. It's not meaning of the life. This is the way of the life. Yes. When I ask about what is the meaning, there is you want to be happy and you don't want to suffer. Right? We drinking, sleeping, meeting with the friends, we going to the school, we going to the work, we go to the monastery. Why we do those things? Because we want to be happy. We believe when we are thirsty,
Yes.
yeah, then we experience suffering, right?
Right.
When we drink, suffering is reduced and it makes us happy that moment. So then actually everything what we do in our life have only two purposes: be happy and not suffer. Namlede?
So, because he began Arab, don't think about the symbolize.
So that there is actually only two reasons for everything what we do is only two things: be happy and not suffer.
Yeah, I translate into Myanmar. This only focus, not focus.
Yes.
The Ludaya Bono, what point to the Aka, point people, sorry, Yam Pida Dojao, symbolize good woman, no? The most symbolize good Lord, you know, Lebe, Yam will let you up your no? Uma, the Bible, the who Yesara Baro, sovereign, Yedao Labi, and my Bible Bible. Suffering up your Bible, happiness Yawabi. Yawabi, no? Daga or lights net to do be, symbolize my to do be, who Yambilabi. No? Yambilabi, but who symbolize a member of the Liberaga, Yan Pillow, symbolize you, Pedro, symbolize you should never wow, you know, Yambo, you know? And what Yambi, best suffering the Apiavido, but happy Nagoyaj and Yada, Digabe. That would one either. I live a peanut, Yabi. Now, Yampi, the job, simple like you, the Yampi, no? Emma, Nachabe, Diga, May, boy, the minutes of life, Nachabe, Shiame. The accounts on Bono, the Jamini Neshime, the Pithanaga, collaborate, suffering, I suffering at escape from suffering at the chair. Lomna will now ma, now free happy never. I Nachago, bowing out, nearly. Only about Yampi symbolize Johnny when any shimmy blown along. Point your show, I mean,
So I have only two chances: push you to learn more English or learn Burmese. And then Arahato, second question.
The first question he answered it now. Now he understands more.
Yeah, he understands, but he should answer only yes or not. You want to be happy?
Yes or no question now.
You want to be happy?
Yeah, you want to be happy?
Sadhu. And you don't want to suffer?
No, I'm happy.
Yes, very
Yes.
good. So then, and now, second question is, do you know what is happiness?
What is happiness?
Yeah.
What is happiness?
From your
Happiness,
representative point of view, you answer.
Happiness is good feeling.
Good feeling.
Good feeling.
Okay.
Somebody answer.
You are close.
This really there is suffering, and according to the Buddhist teaching.
Good feeling.
Yes.
Feeling of what?
Feeling or
What kinds of feeling? What kinds of feeling?
kind of feeling?
By your body.
Good feeling. Good feeling. Happiness is good feeling. It's really in the suffering, according to the Buddhist teaching.
Yeah,
Yes.
You are almost perfectly correct.
Yeah.
I make it just small correction. Happiness is state of the mind.
Yes. State of mind.
State of the mind.
Yes.
This is very important. Suffering is state of the mind.
Two types of suffering.
Yes, but both are still somehow experienced by your mind.
Yes.
Yes. So then, when we think about this, that first is very good, make it clear why we do everything in our life. We going to school, we fighting with the enemies, we sleeping, eating, learning, meditation. Actually, two things. Be happy, no suffer. Then after, what is the happiness and what is the suffering? They are primarily state of our mind. So it shows that suffering and happiness you cannot take from outside,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
So then happiness must be developed inside.
Yes.
And our cessation of the suffering can be also do only inside. Not by day you will close yourself in some room, close windows, and now I'm safe. Then now suffering cannot come, you know. Suffering will come.
နော်အဲ့လေးကိုသိဖို့ပဲနော်စိတ်အခြေအနေပဲသဘောပေါက်လားဥပမာပေါ့ for example you know KTP popular now for example some people they think KTP is a happiness no so they go to KTP. Inside they thinking like that with the girl enjoy. But for example, I follow with them. I feel this is suffering because from my point of view, it's very disturbing to us. KTP သွားတယ်လို့ပေါ့ကွာ KTP ဒီမှာပေါ့ဘုန်းကြီးနဲ့မင်းနဲ့သွားမင်းကတရှင်းဆိုနေတယ်မင်းကဒုက္ခပေါ့မကြိုက်တဲ့လူတွေကပါတော့ KTP ဒီပါတော့suffering ပဲဆိုတော့ဒီ happiness နဲ့ suffering ပေါ့ဘဝမှာအဓိကပြောတာလေပါတော့ဆိုရင်အောက်တာကဖြစ်လာတာမဟုတ်ဘူးအတွင်းပိုင်းကဖြစ်လာတယ်ဆိုတော့လိုရင်းပြောမယ်ပျော်ရွှင်မှုဒုက္ခဆိုတာမင်းခုနကပြောတယ်ဟိုနေနော် peace happiness မလား
Good feeling လို့ပြောလိုက်တာ
good feeling အဲ့ good feeling ကဘယ်လိုပုံစံမျိုးလဲအဲ့ဒါကိုပြောချင်တာအဓိကအဲ့ဒါပဲ good feeling ဆိုတာဘယ်လိုဟာမျိုးလဲမင်းဘုန်းကြီးပြောချင်တာသူကမေးချင်တာသဘောလားဥပမာပေါ့ KTV သွားတယ်တယောက်က happiness ဖြစ်မယ်တစ်ဖက်က suffering ဖြစ်မယ်အဲ့ချိန်မှာဘာကြောင့်တယောက်က good feeling ဖြစ်ကြတယ်တယောက်ကဘာလို့ suffering ဖြစ်တာလဲအဲ့လိုပုံစံမျိုးလို့ပေါ့
တီတော့ဟမ်နောက်တီတော့ဗျာ
a little confused not much
Yeah, that is the very good that you are confused that you must thinking about, you know.
Yes,
For example, most of people here, they are now in special situation. They suffer by hot, you know,
yes.
but they don't left. They sitting still here
Yeah.
in this room, and they hope they will listen something interesting, you know, so that they suffer intentionally. They sitting here very
Yeah,
hot
see, yeah, see.
because they hope that they will hear something interesting, you know. Normally, if will be not here zero, everybody will left already. So then we can sometimes experience suffering, you know. But through our mind, we are able to reduce the suffering. For example, when I come and there is some master and he teach Dhamma, you know, some Dhamma talk. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable, sitting long time, many hours, you know.
I see.
Listen, cannot go to the toilet. It's very hot, like here. And but I stay and listen, because I'm able that moment reduce suffering in my mind through my mind. I don't care, you know, about suffering. So because suffering in main nature is in our mind. If it will be just from outside, that will be no possible to reduce suffering, you know. It's hot, then we cannot change temperature, make it more cool. It's hot, today is hot. So we cannot change now, you know. But by our mind, we can completely reduce this suffering. We not feel very perfect, but we not suffer much because we listen something, for example. So our mind not feel suffering. Namle de nene.
Never knowledge.
Arahato.
I didn't understand.
Yes. So then same is with our happiness.
Yes.
We hope that out things like mobile phone,
Mobile phone.
Facebook, or I don't know, girlfriend, or TV, or the Mobile Legend, or anything, can reduce, then can bring our happiness, you know, because we thinking something outside, what is outside, can make us happy, but it's not true.
Yes, it's not true.
Yes, this you agree? It's
Yes,
not true.
I agree.
So then real happiness we must develop in our mind.
Yes.
And then it's very necessary also know what is our mind. The series of the question. What do you want to do in your life? If you want to be happy, what is happiness? If you agree is happiness, how you can develop him in your mind? What is the mind? How to develop? So, and everything, questions, answers, you find in Dhamma. In Dhamma is everything described.
Yes.
So then what we need to study, listen teaching, you know, Dhamma, and then we understand how to really be happy and not suffer. Namlede.
Master, you should explain this question.
Me?
I can explain.
Later.
This is deeply.
So, 5 minutes, no? 5 minutes, we left. Oh, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, the road to conclusion.
Bandaribe Mahakasapa was a leader for Theravada and Theravada Buddhism. So I would like to know the first leader in Mahayana.
And then when they start the Mahayana, I would like to know. Next question is, I would like to know.
Otherwise, I will make again half an hour blah blah blah. First question was around about the Mahayana. Actually, then you mentioned in Arhat Kassapa.
Yes. Mahakasapa, yeah.
Yes. Then actually, in Buddha's time, there was then different languages. And disciples was coming from the not only different countries, but also from the different how is called in India is six how is called there's a six kind of people that time, you know. I now forgot the name. Caste, you know.
Okay.
And then also the different castes was use different language. So then there was also the different people, because then Shakyas, they speak different language as the, for example, Magadhi, etc. There was the different kind of languages around, you know. And not only this was proper, but there was the different castes was use different languages. For example, first two caste hires, they was usually use Sanskrit, you know. So then, so then Buddha was kind of facing to these problems that not only different kind of people, but different languages, you know. So then for this purpose, Buddha was established the four main kind of ordination masters. There was the five kind of the ordination, you know, is described in Vinaya. Like the first five disciple was ordained kind of spontaneously, you know. The second group by just saying word, come here. That was all. They was ordained, fully ordained bhikkhus that moment. Then was coming the third group at like this. So then, and slowly, then the number of the monks was grow a lot. So Buddha was later give by himself ordination rarely. He appoint, especially for arhats, for this purpose, like the ordination, like upadayas, you know, for upadayas. And then, first of all, it was the Mahakasyapa. And another was the Shariputra. And there was the two others I forgot. And from this comes four ordination lineages. Like the you follow Mahasatavira ordination tradition. And there is the Mulasarvastin ordination tradition, comes from Shariputra. He ordained Rahula, Buddha's son, you know. Rahula, and like this. So then, so there was this transmission of this ordination was like this. And there was then also Mahasangika ordination school. And fourth one, I forgot. Fourth one, I forgot now. Altogether four. And they was established especially for the purpose because different languages that monks can clearly understand what they promise, you know. So then there was the speaking different languages, all these four different ordination schools. Nowadays are only two available. Two are disappeared. Mahasangika and this one which I forgot the name, they was disappeared. They are no more available. And nowadays are only two, and is the Mahasatavira and Mulasarvastin ordination tradition. Ordination tradition of Mahasatavira is used in the Theravada schools. Then Mulasarvastin ordination tradition is used in the so-called Mahayana schools. But they are not depends of the Mahayana ordination and Theravada. It's not original of this kind of that this one is Theravada ordination. No, there was the Mahasatavira ordination for some group of the monks, you know. So then, and later was used in Theravada tradition. Now is only Theravada tradition is only this Mahasatavira. This is also why is a little bit problem. Then sometimes happen that some nuns from Theravada tradition, they desire be bhikkhuni, you know, bhikkhuni, you know, and then they left to, for example, to Taiwan, where is the belief that there is only maybe place where the bhikkhuni ordination tradition in Mula Sarvastin lineage is still alive. You know, it's not broken. So then everyone now to go to Taiwan, you know, to take the ordination. So then sometimes the Theravada nuns, they go to Taiwan and they ordain themselves as the bhikkhuni. But it's like the jumping from one river to another river, you know. It's not much possible. You are swimming in one river or you are swimming in other river. They are not very good to combine them because they are slightly different number of the precepts, you know. So then there are not many, but there are few. I think the Mula Sarvastin have few more as the Mahasatavira ordination. So then from this to ordination tradition, actually they are nowadays used for Theravada and Mahayana schools. So then, and what was this original question?
Question is
I forgot.
the leader, like a Theravada leader.
Yes.
Abraham Buddha's best way, like Theravada.
Okay. Yes. So then, there is the already we know already during Buddha's life there was coming this kind of disagreement in the Sangha, kind of collision between different groups. That time Buddha was in the world, so then he was specified this calm down, this kind of, he made this so-called reconciliation of the Sangha. The Sangha was come together and again sit in the peace, you know. But Buddha was very clearly described, when I will left, the Sangha will immediately split to many kind of divisions, you know. It was happen actually immediately, you know. And these divisions again to subdivisions like this. So then it's not our problem now. We are just the kind of, like we received this kind of problem of the old Indian, which cannot stay together. There was the different reasons also why it was happened. So then leaders of the Sangha for some time was these great arhats who was ordained by Buddha himself. They was respected by all.
Yes.
But when they left, then this kind of difference become bigger and bigger because some groups already not accept the leaders of the another groups, you know. And this just kind of our human nature was come out, you know. Then our egoism and like this was take place strongly between the Sangha members. So then, and it make, then they was separate more and more because they always focusing for some disagreements, you know. There was not much wish to be together actually. Because there was also from different, for example, kingdoms. So those who was from Shakyas, they was thinking they are actually like the same family like Buddha, you know. They are more in position be like the leaders of the Sangha, so they don't accept someone from the, I don't know, Magadhi, you know. Why Magadhi? Magadhi, Buddha was no Magadhi, Buddha was Shakya, and these kind of things was take place. And they make it this kind of problem between the Sangha members. So then it, and also Buddha was teach almost 50 years. So he was walking through to India, and there was even Ananda, who received almost all teachings, not received all each, He almost all teaching, but not completely all.
Yeah, see.
So then, there was another point, very logical point of the disagreement between Sangha, because some say, but this I never heard that Buddha say, because they was not there, Then when they coming later, for example, to the Sangha, so they not hear the teachings which Buddha say, for example, before they coming. Or Buddha left to somewhere, they stayed in, some monastery. So then cannot hear what Buddha say over there. So then after Buddha passed away, then start a big problem, because some monks say, but in this and that place, Buddha said this and that, But other monks, they never hear it, I say, no, this Buddha never say. I never hear it,
Yeah, see.
From where you get it, These very logical kind of things, unfortunately, take place and start making this kind of divisions and subdivisions, to this kind of ideas, not only about the really kind of philosophical kind of view, but simply about because some monks was coming later, some was early, some passed away between, And the suttas was actually written down quite a long time after Buddha. So that, of course, there was a lot of kind of difference was take place.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, and you ask about the Nibbana.
How difference or not between Mahayana and Buddhism, or the Four Noble Truths, or the Eight Four Noble Truths, etc., or Paticca Samuppada, dependent organized.
Four Noble Truths are
origination.
Noble Truths.
Okay.
They are
Origination.
unshakable base of all Buddha's teachings, so that must be same. Of course, that then they says, if they will start to teach Four Noble Truths, they can, these four simple things can teach, for example, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and they will be still not finished. Because they are very deep. Four Noble Truths are very deep. So then explain all the details about the Four Noble Truths can take even years.
You ask again, and after how much?
Yes, now I should ask how much you namlade.
Okay, I understand. I think 58% because we are discussing on Buddhist scripture.
Yes.
So I understand 85%. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, Masha.
Okay. Sadhu.
Okay, thank you.
More than a rental. More than a rental.
Oh, yes,
No.
yes. Then I don't know. Then now your student improve,
Yeah.
or my English become more simple. I don't know.
Okay, thank you. You sharing your knowledge. Okay, thank you.
ညီလေးဟိုနောက်မှာပဲ chance ပြီးမှာနော်။နမေလာပေါ့နော် conclusion လုပ်မယ်။ကောင်းလားမလား။မနေ့ပြမလား။ခွေးပေးလိုက်မလား။ဟမ်ခွေးပေးလိုက်ပါလား။ငါသားမလား။မေးလိုက်အချိန်လေး။ဟာလိုရင်းတော်ရင်ပေါ့။ The last question. Now, the last question for us. And also, my student, I asked, you should listen again from live video and you should discuss. No, you should discuss each one, or you should discuss with the friends where we are talking today. No, if you don't understand much about the topic or matter or question, then you should ask the teachers. It's better that the ways to improve your English to get the knowledge This is a rare chance. No, you cannot get another chance to do like this, to listen. No, teacher, Siyama. So the next time when you are teaching, you should, how can I say, you should place video record and then some box, you box, and then you make them listen and focus what we are talking, what the Venerable explaining. No, teacher, then later they can focus. No, they can focus what we are talking topic about. Like that. Can your question please turn like other please turn.
Hello, Venerable.
The Buddhism start.
Mahayana Buddhist start.
Yeah, Mahayana start. Yeah,
Mahayana
fine.
Buddhism start.
Yeah,
Start.
you?
Yes. Then I will try to say something, but me and you, we was not there that time when Buddhism start. So that will be very difficult to say when which tradition start. We just will follow the scripture sources, then examine a little bit those things. So then sometimes it's happen. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Sometimes happen that people now in the Asia they very much follow the Western professors, you know.
Yes.
And then like the books written down by Western professors. There is important to know one thing, because many things are taken from these books. Western professors are scientists. And Western science, you know? Science,
Yeah.
yes. From this original one was coming something elaborate. This is a not original one. Very often in Theravada countries is this view. The Theravada Buddhism is original Buddhism. When we will look to a book of the Western scientists last years,
Yes.
you will find it's not true.
Yeah.
And especially they quotate historical, you know,
see.
researches. So then there is, for example, things which you can find in time of the very beginning of the Buddhism, which are exclusively Mahayana things, which you not find in the like the Theravada. And when we talk about Theravada schools actually look like, I don't say that they are, but according to the last kind of researching, Theravada schools was coming later as the reaction of the different kind of disagreements, you know.
Yeah.
So some group of the monks was very kind of worried about and confusing this of that, and they established of some part of the teaching as the sure, you know. Sure, because it was time Pali Canon was written down in Sri Lanka. Maybe yes. I went to Sri Lanka. There is the place when the Arhat Mahindra, yes. He, with the group of the monks, he was compiled first kind of canon. Like the written down, you know. So then, of course, then if you will thinking according to the Western view, you will say, oh, Theravada actually is not very old.
Yeah, see.
But I think it does not matter.
Yeah.
Because these schools, they are schools. Like Tibetan schools, we have 4 kind of Tibetan Buddhist schools, which are coming. One is early, one later, and again later, and again later. So then we even cannot say Tibetan Buddhism. They are very different in between the 4 schools. So then when we talk about schools, they are schools which coming later, some coming early. But if we talk about Mahayana or the Shravakayana and like this, they was, according to Tibetan Buddhist tradition, they was all taught by Buddha himself, not coming like later, you know. So then, and when you thinking like this, then this problem, who is first and who is second, is over. This is no more, So then, and I think what is very important is the kind of respect. Buddhist people are very known for the respect. And I think then we as the Buddhists between themselves, we must develop first between Buddhist people real respect to others. So then, for example, some Mahayana people, they have the tendency to look into Theravada like this,
I see.
Oh, we are something higher, They are something lower, then they are small vehicle, we are a great vehicle.
Theravada also too.
Yes. It is crazy. It is crazy, It's not true at all. So then, and this is the way of the practice. You want to focusing only for individual liberation, great. Sadhu, 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 Okay, you want to also interest about the bodhisattva part, okay, sadhu, 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 this is your freedom, And I think then Buddha's teaching is a little bit like mountain. I come to the beginning, You can go to the mountain from different sides, south, north, east and west, like this, And when you will go to the mountain, maybe from north will be forest. From the south will be rocks,
I see.
Here maybe many water will come from this side.
Yeah.
Here will be very dry but very, very long.
Yeah.
Each part of the mountain look very different. If the 4 people will come each from each direction and they will after exchange experience, it look they climb to different mountains. Because they say, go to this mountain, you need to go through forest. And second will say, no, there is no forest.
Wrong. You're wrong.
That is the rocky, But they go to same mountain. But mountain have only one top. So if they will follow own way, they will reach to the top. And the top is only one. And this is, I don't know, it does not matter if you call Nibbana or Buddhahood or something like this. This is the cessation of the suffering and enlightenment of your mind. So then this is the top. So then everyone, if they will really follow on way, must go to same point. If they come to same point, that is okay.
Okay, I see.
If they go somewhere, then it's not okay. So that is my view about.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For your answers.
Welcome. Understand Namlede, how many %?
Yes, I understand nearly almost, but at all. No, at all.
Okay. Then becoming up.
Yeah. Become most arrogant.
Are you happy?
Yes, we are.
You should.
But you are hot, no?
Yeah.
You are hot and you are happy? Confusing. Are you use kuya? Huh? Someone use kuya?
Not allowed here.
Oh, very good. Sadhu. I am big propagator. Stop kuya using. So that I always say that there are some things. I call it mana. Who come to Buddha?
Yeah, mana, sure.
Mana dana. There is something which is Buddha give us. And something what mana give us, Mana make, for example, alcohol, tobacco, drugs, and kuya.
Kuya mana dana mada.
Enjoy. So that how we can recognize, you start to use it, you cannot stop. And it destroys slowly your own health,
So
then your money left, Sometimes friends also left. And it's also harming very much usually to Nagas and Devas, because Mana is very clever. He's most clever.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. So then he harming to everyone. He used to
Yes.
different methods.
Yeah, yes.
So then he give you, for example, smoking. That is extremely poisonous for the devas and nagas. You know. And Kuya especially then contaminate everything. Nagas and devas after cannot come. So then Nagas and devas, they are very often supporters, you know, Dhanapati of the Dhamma. They are also Dhammapalas, they protect Dhamma. But after the Mana give these things, then sometimes monks, then devas go away, so that they cannot come. And then after Kuya, Nagas cannot come to the place at all, you know. So then it's good. People think, sometimes they say, oh, it's Myanmar tradition. I say, oh, yeah, okay. And then we have many tradition in my country. For example, now it's coming Christmas, you know, in Europe. And during Christmas, people in my country killing many fish, you know. And sometimes I ask them, why you do it? Because they don't eat them. They say, actually, this fish is not delicious. But they buy and kill. And I ask, why? Because it's tradition. So that we have two kind of tradition, good tradition and bad tradition. This tradition is absolutely bad, you know, it's the wrong tradition. So that it will finish, it will be good. Kuya is a little bit similar. This is tradition, of course, yes, but not good tradition. So that really is harm your body, you know, your money, your punya. And punya, so you harm me.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like Kuya, because my name is Punya. So that, and then you harm Nagas and Devas, you know. So then after, good for nothing. So then if they're not allowed, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So then anyway, wish you to all the best. A lot of success in your Dharma practice. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and especially may you achieve Nibbana soon. So then
so
next
maybe
time,
tomorrow,
all arhats here, not only one. So then I hope see you again, and thank you so much that you stay, listen, and have the questions. So then, and hope see you soon again. Yeah, thank you, yeah.
ကဲအားလုံးစာဓုကောမယ်နော်စာဓုစာဓုစာဓု
Sadhu to Sero because he organized. So then
same because it's the first time we get in the experience for students. No?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then next time prepare more English and more questions. And Tibetan monks are famous for the discussion, you know, so that we will discuss.